Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Family Law Talk.
Family Law Talk.
Presented by Kirk Stange of Stange Law Firm, PC, with offices in the Midwest. Stange Law Firm is a family law firm. Now, here's your host, Kirk Stange.
Welcome to Family Law Talk. We have an interesting topic today. The topic is killing the golden goose, and this is based on an article on our blog, familylawheadquarters.com, dated May 3rd, 2019, and the title of that article is Think Twice Before Killing the Golden Goose. So as a follow-up to the episode, go read that article. We'll go through this topic in a little bit more detail and put things in a little different way. So definitely as a follow-up, go check out that article, and if you're on Blog Talk Radio, you can click the hyperlink underneath the podcast, and it will take you directly to this article as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic. Again, the topic is killing the golden goose. And so a lot of you might be asking, well, what is this all about? Where are you going with this? What is really the issue? And this is really it in a nutshell. Oftentimes in divorce and family law matters, emotions can be running high. This can be particularly true where child custody is at issue, perhaps support of the children. It can also certainly be the case where spousal maintenance is in dispute in a case. And so what some parties are tempted to do in these cases is this, which is raise scandalous allegations. And these scandalous allegations can take all kinds of form. It can take can really comprise really a variety of types of allegations out there. And the reality is this is sometimes the allegations that a party is tempted to bring, they might be exaggerated, could be embellished a little bit. And unfortunately, in some instances, sometimes allegations that get brought in divorce or family law matters turn out to really have almost no merit whatsoever. It might just simply be flat out untruthful, and parties are tempted to do this because what they're oftentimes trying to do is gain an advantage. So they want, theoretically, custody of the kids. They want spousal maintenance, and really the idea behind this is fling mud, fling scandalous allegations. And obviously, look, in a divorce or family law matter, it's important to be truthful. It's important to be candid. It's important not to, you don't want to exaggerate in the family court. You don't want to embellish. You don't want to bring untruthful allegations out in order to gain an advantage. And you don't want to do it for a variety of reasons. First of all, it's just sort of morally and ethically wrong to bring stuff to the family court that isn't true or that's exaggerated or embellished, right? And so you don't want to do it from that vantage point. But even beyond that, if a judge figures out that the story is exaggerated, embellished, or it's untruthful, obviously the family court judge is not going to like it, and it can result in an adverse result for a party. But this whole concept of the golden goose, what do you mean by the golden goose, and who is the golden goose in a divorce or family law matter? Well, I'm obviously using this term generically, and this term golden goose can be used in other contexts outside of family law matter. But what we're talking about here is this, which is in some divorce and family law matters, is one party who makes substantially more income than the other. And that could be for a variety of reasons. It could be that one person at the end of the day has gained some sort of career success, which causes them to make a lot more money. It could be somebody who's famous or known in the community. It could be like in some marriages, and this is kind of going further by the wayside in more and more cases, but in some marriages, for example, one party works and another party doesn't, and maybe is rearing the children, taking care of the children. In this day and age, lots of marriages, both spouses work and they're both employed, but even in some of these cases, it could be a situation where the one party is making the bulk of the income for whatever reason. It could just be because of the career they chose versus the other spouse or the other party. They just make substantially more income, and so they are, figuratively speaking, the golden goose. They're the ones producing the income. They're the ones that's bringing in the money, and by bringing in the money, it results in a lifestyle for the family and for the kids. And so when we talk about killing the golden goose, okay, we could be talking about some specific things. So take a situation where a party decides to call DFS, known as Family Services in the state of Missouri. Other states have similar entities with different names called protective services, let's say, and the name can really vary by state. But let's say one party decides to call DFS or protective services on the other parent for no real reason. It's exaggerated allegations, it's embellished allegations, it's stuff that really isn't true. But let's say they're doing it to gain some kind of advantage. Well, the reality of the situation is this can harm the golden goose's career. In some instances, this stuff comes out and it's not even true. It can harm their job. It could cause them to lose business. In some instances, it could actually cause an individual to lose their job if these allegations are raised, okay? So it can harm the golden goose. In other instances, a party could decide, and unfortunately these kinds of things happen in family law matters. They call the police on the other parent when nothing has really happened to warrant it. There's nothing there. It's embellished allegations. It's exaggerated allegations. Maybe it's something untruthful altogether, and they call the police and make accusations against the other party. And again, the motivation is to gain an advantage in the divorce court, the family court, make the other party look bad. Again, this can cause harm to the golden goose because theoretically speaking, this can cause them to lose their job. It can sully their reputation in the community to such an extent that maybe they lose business opportunities, maybe they lose other networking opportunities that might be there, maybe speaking engagements, publishing type agreements that could be out there, you name it, but it can harm the golden goose and hurt them in a significant way. In some cases, parties are tempted to get into the business affairs of the other party for little or no merit. So maybe they serve a subpoena on the golden goose's employer where they're trying to get emails, business records, all these kinds of things because they're trying to loft some sort of scandalous allegations in the family court. And again, this can cause a party to lose their job. It can cause their reputation to be harmed. And ultimately, it could cause a drop in income, or in some instances, it could cause a party to ultimately lose their job altogether, and maybe they lose their income entirely. Now, in saying all of this, obviously there's circumstances where there's real abuse taking place, and DFS or protective services may need to be called. There could be instances where there's real violence, domestic violence, if you will, where the police may need to be called. And certainly there's scenarios where maybe a party in a divorce maybe needs to get into the business affairs of the other party to really prove things that are absolutely relevant to the case, and so it's needed. So we're not talking about this. There are legitimate times where all of these things need to happen in cases where the facts call for it, but the concept of killing the golden goose is a party being over-aggressive, exaggerating, embellishing, bringing forth untruthful allegations just in an attempt to gain an advantage in the divorce or family law case. And what parties miss, and so the party who makes less income, what they inherently miss in these circumstances far too often is that if they kill the golden goose, then what? In other words, if the party who makes more money has your reputation sullied in the community and they lose their job, how is this going to help? In some instances, this will help or will hurt the spousal support case of the party bringing these allegations. Because the income of the golden goose has dropped. It could be there's now less child support because the income of the golden goose spouse or party, if you will, loses their job. So bringing these allegations can oftentimes actually harm a party's case, even if they're successful. But on the flip end, what a lot of individuals need to think long and hard about is this, which is if the court deems the allegations entirely frivolous, untrue, embellished, exaggerated, and all these different things, it can really be like a boomerang where the party who's trying to raise these scandalous allegations actually ends up hurting themselves. They end up losing credibility with the court, and in some instances they might look just flat out untruthful. And when parties are untruthful in the family court. Family court judges normally don't like it. And guardian ad litems who have to make recommendations to the court in terms of custody agreements, they don't normally like this either. And so, look, at the end of the day, really the premise of this episode here today is think twice before trying to kill the golden goose. Obviously, if there's real abuse allegations, if there's real domestic violence, if there's significant business affairs that need to be looked into in order to have a just resolution to the case, that is entirely different, and that is totally legitimate. But on the flip end, what can be really problematic to some litigants is just flinging scandalous allegations that are untrue, exaggerated, embellished, you name it, that have little or no merit, and parties are tempted to do this to try to gain an advantage. And again, the problem is one, if you cause the other party to lose their job, or if you cause their reputation to be harmed in the community because you're throwing out these scandalous allegations that are not true, oftentimes the party who's bringing these allegations, A, hurts themselves because it's less spousal support and less child support if you cause the golden goose to lose their job or to lose business or have their income drop. And then on the flip end, if you bring these allegations and they turn out to be entirely frivolous, entirely false, exaggerated or embellished, you name it, it can cause a party in a lot of instances to lose complete credibility with the family court. And when that happens, all kinds of bad things can happen, from adverse custody decisions to rulings on child support and spousal support, and even property and debt division that are not good for a particular party. In some instances, a court could even order attorney fees where one party is stirring the pot, throwing out scandalous allegations that have no merit, which just cause the cost of litigation to go up. So there can be an attorney fee award for parties who bring scandalous allegations with no merit as well. So, again, think twice before killing the golden goose. Differentiate times where there's real allegations that have to be brought from times where there can be a temptation to fling mud and be overly aggressive just to try to gain an advantage in a case. Very important for most parties to distinguish this. Obviously, consult an attorney who's licensed and competent to practice in your jurisdiction to go through the particulars of your particular case, so you can make a determination in your case in terms of what to do. So really important to speak with an attorney who knows the facts of your case, your circumstances, and who's licensed and competent to practice law in your jurisdiction in terms of how to proceed in any individual case. Again, as a follow-up to the episode, go to familylawheadquarters.com, read the article titled Think Twice Before Killing the Golden Goose. The date of that article is May 3rd, 2019. Well, thanks for tuning in today. Stay tuned to our next episode coming up on Family Law Talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to Family Law Talk with Kirk Stange. Visit StangeLawFirm.com for more about today's topic or to put Stange Law Firm to work for your family today. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements. Neither the Supreme Court of Missouri or Illinois reviews or approves certifying organizations or specialist designations. The information you obtain on this podcast is not, nor is it intended to be legal advice. You should contact an attorney for advice regarding your individual situation. We invite you to contact us and welcome your calls, letters, and electronic mail. Contacting us does not create an attorney-client relationship. Please do not send any confidential information to us until such time as an attorney-client relationship has been established. And finally, past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Kirk Stange is responsible for the content. Principal place of business, 120 South Central Avenue, Suite 450, Clayton, Missouri, 63105.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.